Hey you guys, I've been trying something new for our students. I've been trying to put all of our work, instead of just emailing it to the students, I've been really wanting to upload everything that we have to Google Classroom. A lot of the students are not able to print the work, and that means they can't interact with the worksheets. So I have found a way that we can take those worksheets that we do in class and turn them into digital worksheets. There's a couple good YouTube videos that I'm going to link and email you guys. I want you to take a look at those, but I really am asking during this time when we're not on site, one way you guys could really help me is help me do all this tedious conversion and adding text boxes to the worksheet so the students can actually interact and send me the work online. Yeah, the printing is just like, you know, unreasonable for a lot of families. So I will suggest a couple of YouTube videos to look at, but I'm going to show you a couple ways on how I'm going to convert some of our regular work into digital worksheets. So the first thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to log into your district email. So right here, so I've logged into my district email. Should look like this. Now this is where we're going to be looking. See this little app box? I need you to click that. And we're going to be looking at a few things. Google Classroom, this is where the students are going to be able to find their work. So really you won't be dealing too much with this. What I'm going to need your help in is I will have things available on Google Drive that we are going to convert. And when we're converting it, the other thing that we'll really need is using Google Slides. So basically these are going to be like slides. It's kind of like the blank paper that we're going to import the PDF documents on, and then we're going to add another layer where we are going to add text boxes that the students can actually interact with the worksheet. So they don't have to print, they don't have to transpose anything, they could just work directly on the worksheets. So there's a lot of things going on. The other thing that you're going to need to have access to is a snipping tool, not snip. So like keep having that open or to learn how to do that. So down here in this search box, you can just type in snip, and then you'll find this snipping tool. It's an app. And it's going to show right here. Now, right now, we're not going to do anything with it. You can just minimize it. But we're going to be using a lot of new. Every time we need to snip something, that means like take a copy. We're going to be using new, and then we're going to be saving it as on the desktop. And from there, we can load into the slide. So that's something important. So get your snipping tool ready. Okay, so let's go to Google Drive. And I'm going to be sharing this with all my staff. The Google Drive that we're going to have is right here called File Conversions. And this is where I'm going to upload a lot of different files that I need to convert. So what I have here is I've already uploaded the job skills packets for the rest of the year. I tried one. That one is a little more difficult because the orientation sometimes is portrait, landscape, sometimes it's portrait. And I found that on these Google Slides, you can only choose one direction. It's got to be one or the other. So I was playing with those a little bit. But let's take it easy on ourselves and let's look at these news to you activities. So those, we can kind of just bring those up to the surface. It's our regular stuff. I just downloaded them. It's our regular, just the activity portion. So this is what we're going to make into a digital worksheet. So let's minimize this. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is, let's go back. Okay, so let's go back to this little, I call it like the hamburger or whatever, these little apps. Let's go to, I'll need you to open up a slides. So slides, it's not just, and I've already started this news to you for the week. It's not just PowerPoint presentations. Just think of the slides as a plain piece of paper. So let's check out what I've already done for the News to You. So News to You is easy because it's all going up and down in portrait. So right now I was able to set up, I made 10 different slides. I'll show you how to do that. And then I've already placed the activity parts. You know, that's the hard part that I'm working on. The other things you can just cut, basically like copy and paste. But the activities that's the hard work. You have to make it editable. So I'm just going to quickly show you how to at least upload things to your slides, how to create slides, and then I'm going to hopefully show you a couple tricks on how to make it editable. So the first thing you're going to want to do is open up, if I give you something to convert, open up a brand new slides. First thing you're going to want to do is right up here, it's going to say like Untitled. First thing you want to do is title it News to You Week 5 or News to You Week 6 or Job Skills Week 5. To keep it organized, and since there's going to be lots of people kind of messing with the same documents, let's kind of keep the names a little bit standard. So this packet is going to be the News to You Week 5. So it's a lot like our notebook software. If you want to add a new slide, you just click here and it'll give you a new slide. I'm going to delete that one because I've kind of placed everything out. No, let's add a new one because there is something important to learn. Okay. So on this, say we just added a new slide. Okay, a couple things to show you. The first thing that you can do is to determine if you want the things portrait or landscape. You go to File, go all the way down, File to Page Setup. Click Page Setup. Now this is where we want to be custom. They recommend this on the YouTube videos because if you ever want to print something, it corresponds perfectly that you could print it up and use it the same thing on your Google Slides. So right now, if I want it portrait, I'm going to call the width 8.5, 8.5, 11 is the up and down, and then inches, apply. Okay, so now we have the orientation. Oh, if I wanted to make it opposite, if I wanted to make it a landscape, then I will click File. I can go down to Page Setup. Now look what happens if I change these. If I make this 11, and I make this 8.5. 8.5. And then apply. And then it's going to have everything in the landscape point of view. The problem is that, like I said before, now it's created my crossword puzzle in a landscape. So really let's say each packet, you can only have one option, either portrait or landscape. So let me go fix this back. File, Page Setup. Let me put it back in the portrait mode. 8.5, 11. And apply. Okay, so now all the slides will go back to this standard format. Yeah, either choose, landscape or portrait. On the job skills, it was kind of tricky because we have things going both ways. What I ended up doing was just making everything 11 by 11, so it would just work out in the end. We'll talk about job skills packets are a little more trickier, but basically once you got it, you got it. Okay, so we've decided that we want to add the slides. We know which orientation we wanted, again, by going to File, Page Setup. Okay, now here this looks like a PowerPoint presentation. This, we need to get rid of it. So let's click it and notice how the blue lines appear. Go up to this top corner and then I've been having a hard time learning how to delete it. We want to delete this. So go to this kind of top corner button and then just try and use your delete button. And it deletes. Sometimes, like when there's no writing in here and I press delete, it doesn't delete. So I always go to this like little corner over here, when it's highlighted in blue and there's words, that's when I know I can hit delete and get rid of it. Okay, so now I've got a bright, clean page. Okay, so first I want to show you how I would add the next page. So how this is set up, we have page 1 and the activity. Next we're going to snip the page 2 from News to You, the article, and day 2, it always goes with the Sudoku. Get rid of this one that we just added. And then we have page 3 text, and then we have the think page. The activity pages have just been uploaded. They have not been edited yet or made editable. Then we have the next page of text. Then we have our little game page. We're going to have to figure out a way for students to indicate on that one. Last page of text, and then a test. So first thing I want you to learn how to do is just how to get the document on there. So let's get up here's the News to You. And then for the snipping tool, you need to be able to basically capture everything on the page. So I'm making it pretty small. I'm making it small enough that I'll just be able to steal everything off from that page. So I've already added page 1. What I want to do is I'm going to add page 2. So I want to make sure that I have a really clear picture of the whole page so I can just get it all. Okay, so I know I can get all of page 2. Now I have my snipping tool ready, or I can just type it here, snip. Okay, here's my snipping tool. It's loaded, it's ready to go. Okay, so what you need to do if you want to snip something, first thing, line up what you want to capture. Next, click new. Try to hit snip. Get it back, snip. Okay, so you're gonna, if you want to capture something, click new. Then it's going to give you this weird little X. See this little X? This is going to catch anything that you highlight. So that little red line is highlighting what I want. So I'm going to snip, kind of copy everything. Okay. Now what you'll have to do is go to File, and we're going to Save As. And we're going to save this on the desktop, so it's just easy just to find it. So I'm going to go File, Save As. Click. I want to make sure this is saved on my desktop, and I'm going to call it just News to You 1. And I'm going to use that same one over and over. News to You 1. Okay, I'm going to save it. Okay, so let's minimize that. So now I have page 2 saved on my computer desktop. Okay, let's go back to our slideshow. Get to the page where I want to add it. So that's page 3. It's highlighted just like our notebook software. Okay, next thing we do, go to Slide. Click Slide. Go down to Change Background. Go to Choose Image. You're going to click Browse. Once it loads, browse. Make sure your desktop is highlighted, and then just type News to You. It should be News to You 1. Here it is. Open it. And you see that that's the page we wanted. Done. So basically what that did was it made this image of the News to You page, it made it like the background so nobody can move it, adjust it, alter it in any way. That's really important when we're trying to make a document editable, because basically we're putting like a layer over it that's going to be editing. So this is we save this as the background because we want it stuck in place, that nobody can manipulate it in any way. So for these pages, it's really easy.